It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thanks. You too.
You're one of my favorite comedians, and I'm curious who influenced your comedic style.
Well, Laurel and Hardy were a
That's a good one.
huge one when I was a kid. They were on TV a lot when I was little. Gene Wilder
a good
was
one, too.
big one. He was also someone that influenced me not just comedically, but just as a man. He was someone who was sensitive. You know, he wasn't afraid to show his emotions on screen. So, thanks to Gene Wilder, wherever you are. Who else? Steve Martin. I mean, that's the first concert I ever went to was Steve Martin. Let's Get Small and Wild and Crazy Guy were very, very important records to me growing up. So those are a couple people.
If you weren't doing comedy, what would you be doing?
Gosh, I don't know, drama, or playing music, or I don't know. Like I tried it. I wasn't always gonna be an actor. When I was growing up, I kept thinking I started acting at a young age, doing plays and musicals. But it wasn't like I was thinking like this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. I didn't think you could do that.
Yeah.
Like never thought I'd be lucky enough to make a living as an actor. So I was like, should I be a lawyer? Should I be a priest? Should I be? I was I thought of a lot of different things that would use the skills that I had, but luckily, acting turned into my job, and the rest is recent history.
If you had to choose two different Disney princesses, who would you choose as your favorite?
Well, Vanellope, that would be one. Sarah Silverman does an incredible job with this character, and she's so lovable. I mean, her and I both go so much when we see pictures of Ralph and Vanellope, like Ralph putting Vanellope on his shoulder and that kind of stuff. There's just something really sweet about their size difference. Who else? Snow White was a pretty big one, I really loved that movie when I was a kid. In general, though, I think princesses is something that I didn't quite relate to as a boy growing up, and to tell you the truth, I bet a lot of girls don't relate to princesses either, and that's one of the reasons that we look at that in this movie. We talk about, like, what are the unfair stereotypes of princesses, and what do girls... What do we really want to say to girls now in this modern age? Girls don't live in castles and big petticoats, and that's a fantasy creation. So I think that's one of the cool things that Disney does with this film. It says it meets girls in a real place. Yeah, like you're a human being and you have needs and desires and you deserve to have the life that you want to have, not a life that's dictated to you by some stereotype.
What is it about this character that you love so much?
Well, I love this guy's heart. That's something that from the very beginning when we started developing this movie I knew that the movie would be really entertaining and splashy and exciting and colorful and entertaining, but I wanted the movie to feel real emotionally. I think I'm an actor who I really don't like to let the audience off the hook, is the way I put it. If I'm doing something funny, I like them to feel like, well, it could get serious at any moment, or if I'm doing something dramatic, or it could get funny. I think that's the way life is. You never know, whether something's going to strike you as funny or serious, or there's things are not usually one way or the other. So I like that, and I like that about Ralph, that he's this big goofy guy, but there's such a sweetness to him, and there's a lot of real friendship issues in our movie. We tell the truth about. We don't avoid the uncomfortable moments of friendship when people are growing apart or seeing the world in a different way all of a sudden.
Absolute pleasure meeting you.
Thanks. You too.
Thanks so much, man.